Chapter 4. The Activator.
About the importance of my girlfriend. Continuing the second session with Pneuma and my father.
Your dad just brought up your girlfriend. She is stirring some buried parts of yourself, some parts that you have carried even with shame, and she is bringing into your awareness places in yourself that are ready to be dissolved when you're ready to become, but you haven't been able to see yet. So she's kind of an activator in different ways, and she's inviting you into some things that parts of you want to resist because it's painful, because you have to look at different parts of yourself. She's helping you to deepen the becoming that's happening inside of you. And I'm feeling that there is some discomfort there. Just know that at the center of that discomfort and what's happening is a part of yourself, a great transformation that's happening from very deep places, parts of you that are growing now that wouldn't be able to grow before. And so in relationship to her, let her be an activator of repressed and hidden parts of yourself. Do you have questions about that?
Yes, she feels important, but I don't feel discomfort yet. But I do feel a lot of energy in my body when I am with her that I never felt before in my life, especially when we hug and our chests are touching. A huge amount of energy comes through me, and I breathe very deeply. I imagine with other people, if I did that, breathe like that, they would think it was so strange. I breathe and grunt as though I'm an animal, but she's totally at a peace with it. It's quite incredible, actually. The way we are with each other, we haven't been with anyone before. It's so strange we never had this before. It's like being on a wave forever. And then, when I look at her in those moments, she looks so young.
With the collective of deep, powerful healing between the masculine and the feminine, many people for the first time are beginning to experience what it really means to embrace the parts of themselves that they've cast out, which is often the opposite sex. And as those petals are unfolding in that sensitivity and that preciousness of those intimate moments is what it is all about. It's those intimate moments that melt down the entire system of duality. It's the fire that burns away the delusion and brings the reality, which is union. And you're experiencing that with each other, and that is unbearably beautiful.
That's the word she often uses, beautiful?
There's a whole frequency, a vibrational frequency that is pulsing very strongly through the entire collective of all beings into the cosmos, particularly through the species of humans on this planet, of deeply being with the thing that we have not been able to see before and that we've rejected before, and coming so deeply connected to that thing that we experienced that the word exquisiteness, even bliss, or feeling union of you and your girlfriend, that pulsation in that field, just let yourself go as deep as you possibly can. And that's the living, breathing experience of dissolution. So when you ask that question, what does it mean to dissolve? Think about that. To be in full union with another, you have to dissolve the artificial barriers of self. That is what you are experiencing with her. Just keep moving deeper into it. Just let it go, breath by breath. She is sensing, both within herself and within you, areas that are still waiting to be dissolved. And she's a person of truth, and she doesn't compromise, which is stunningly beautiful. And so as you move deeper into your union and as becoming within yourself, the barriers that she's sensing will eventually dissolve. And I think that what is coming through at the beginning about there being discomfort, that there is a recognition for both of you that's being awakened through that discomfort, because it's pointing to something that is still needing to be loved and held in fullness. There's an aspect of you that is between both of you. There's still a lingering distortion around masculinity. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, because it's something that you're moving through, something that the whole collective is moving through right now and healing. So there's no rush, no pushing, no control, just pure surrender. and pure dissolution as the deepening happens, so that you can eventually live beyond that and through that, and you will eventually be able to feel completely at one. But there's no rush and there's no destination. It's just continuing the deepening, continuing the softening, continuing to dissolve, continuing to be completely transparent with yourself and with her. Then that resistance will be broken through, and she's serving as a really powerful mirror for you. Right now, it's just something for you to look at. Lots of things that not even something that your conscious mind might understand, and it doesn't need to. It's not something that you need to try to understand or try to figure out or look for. It's just something that is emerging on its own inside of you organically. So just by being open, it will emerge for you. And when it does, just look at it with compassion, just like you did with your dad with the poem. Just offer your heart, offer your compassion, your non-judgment, your forgiveness, and then that part will remember itself. Coherence again.
Yes, it makes sense.
It's sacred. Everything is very sacred, this whole moment. That your relationship with her is especially very sacred because it's so connected to your ability to become right now.
There was a pause for a while.
What is stirring in you now?
It's hard to put into words. It's sort of peaceful. It's sort of feeling that there's a reason I exist or something like that, and that I feel more of service or something more of just allowing the experiences to keep happening. But I don't want to try to force anything. Just keep going. And I feel more trust, or that there is a solidity inside me, being supported or held, something sort of big or vast. Because when I'm with her, the feeling is like a vastness when we're close. The love feels like it's for her, but it also feels it's for something else, something beyond.
That's very important and critical, and it is the fierceness of the love that is deeper than all forms that you're feeling. That is the core of everything. At the center of everything is the reason that we do exist. That's who we are. It's the depths of reality and that fierceness of devotion and love. To be ineffable is the vastness that you're experiencing. And from that fierceness translated into the intimate, going back to the vastness and into the intimate is what is happening to the human soul as it goes through the evolution that we are in the middle of right now. And you're not just close with her because she isn't just a person. Just like you, she is both the woman that she is, and she's the vastness of the entire universe. And you are David, and you're the vastness of the universe. And you are able to fully recognize that reality, that you are the oneness, the one and the all, not as an idea, but as an experience. Then, when you are close, not only with her, but with life itself, in every breath, in every sunrise and every sunset, and every whist of wind, and every tree, and every taste of food, and every conversation, every thought, every annoyance, every single thing that comes up. And when you feel that as a whisper of the vastness of yourself, and you, in that sense, receive it in the family, then you received her as you're not just close with her, but to something bigger. When you receive life as something greater than the formlessness, then form completely shifts. And you're bringing the vastness into form. So you are bringing essentially God into form. What you are seeing in her is a woman's form. That part that is the God, the true God within all of us, the truth that we are, and the form, the being that she presents herself as, and the part of you that is the vastness of the infinite recognizes the part of her that is the vastness of the infinite. And those aspects, I guess you could call them, which are really three aspects: the infinite communing with itself through you, the two of you. So it's the three, that's everything. Eventually, if you do not go outside with another partner and you do it from the inside by allowing divinity to so fully, deeply become what the physical is, what the form is, that there's the trinity of being with another person in infinity and the trinity of being one's true self in eternity. And that's the truth of evolution, of human, that we are in the experience of right now. Your girlfriend is bringing to you, as you're bringing to her, a very tangible experience to learn from, to become deeper and deeper into, so that you can learn to be that union with her, with yourself, and with your life. With every moment, every breath, every thought, every movement, every conversation. It's a whole new way of being that is incarnating. It's resonant, incarnate, that is incarnating the vastness into form as a living being.
It's like that. Ever since we started being close, she is sort of amazed and says, "Why is this happening?" She shakes her head, feeling incredulous. So it's good to have this understanding that you are sharing now.
It's a collective experience right now. It is a collective awakening, and the things that have been cast out, the things that are different from us, the things that we've rejected, are coming back to us in a way that we are able to tenderly and deeply, with all our souls, love. And that love is the fire that is coalescing this union of oneness, because just like the female isn't separate from the male is not separate from the female, and all the multidimensional facets in between. All the things we cast out from ourselves because they are unlike ourselves are just actually ourselves. So just like with your dad with his distortions, you saw beneath them, so you loved him. You didn't love the distortion, you loved him. And from that love, he became whole. And here he is in this place of wonder. And in the same way with this woman, or any of your relationships, or your relationship with money, with work, with responsibility, with the world, with everything going on, all those places that are cast out, that are causing fear or distrust or instability, all of those things, in the same way that you approach her, have to be approached eventually in time with devotion, tenderness, kindness, forgiveness, understanding, true embodiment. There is no separation between you and those things, and that's the kind of compassion you're able to show your dad. That's the kind of compassion that's moving through you with this woman and in your life, so that you can become truly whole again. Remember yourself completely and just be part of this singular flow that's emerging as the new consciousness of the species and of the planet, the cosmos, truly.
As you say this, there is a lot of energy in my body. It's interesting you said devotion, because my girlfriend sent me a picture not long after we started seeing each other. When I first saw this picture, it had such a huge effect on me, it felt so powerful. And then she sent it to me a second time, and I said to her, "What does this picture mean to you?" And she said, "It means devotion." She's the first person who has ever said that to me. I think that it is the first time that she had used it too.
Devotion ultimately to the soul, to love, to coherence, to God, to the laws of nature, to everything that's real. And that devotion, just committing to it so deeply with such fierceness that it dissolves all distortion, and that shows up in everything. It's everything we do and everything we breathe is our devotion, and there's a reflection of that in devotion to another person, but it's different. It's not different in its coherence. It's different in that it is on the surface, meaning that you don't give your soul to another person and call that devotion. That's part of the distortion. But you give your soul to God, and through that to another person, and that's clarity, that's coherence. Does this distinction make sense?
Can you say it again?
So, true devotion is when we devote ourselves completely in every respect, every breath, every action, everything, to love, to God, to truth, to the fire of transformation, to coherence. We devote everything to that in every moment, every conversation, every breath, every movement, every thought, everything we do, every bite that we eat, everything that we see with our eyes, everything that enters our minds, everything we devote to love and coherence, to truth, to the flame of reality. And then that devotion is so all-encompassing that everything else in the world is a reflection of that. And then that makes us devoted to our lives and to the people in our lives, but not in the way that we give them our souls. We give our soul only to our truths, to God, but in the sense that we give ourselves to the depth of that other being is in alignment with that truth of themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It opens up something for me. I feel that it will take some time to work through this.
Okay, so for instance, here's an easy example. I will stay with your dad. When you were younger and at his funeral, your true devotion is you see who he is in his soul, and you love that part. You did not encourage his distortion in any way. Instead, you saw the truth of who he is, and you loved that part, and that brought him coherence. So when we devote ourselves to another person, we don't ever devote ourselves to their distortion.
Yes.
And we never want another person to devote themselves to our own distortion, but we do devote ourselves to the guide within them, the truth within them, fully and fervently, with all our hearts.
Yes.
Well, and you don't always have to speak it. Sometimes just your presence is enough. So to be a person who is devoted to coherence, to the fire truth, that stands in it and just lets other things that are distorted blow and burn away. That's where you want to be. However that looks, whether it's through your words or just through your presence, it doesn't matter how that comes about. You want that to be your devotion, and then you know the difference. So if you're in the moment and you're being fully present and in your coherency, and somebody has an opinion or is doing something very different to you, and they do not want to even entertain your opinion, your ideas, even when you think it may help them to do so, then you'll know in that moment what the truth of it is inside yourself. And then you may feel compelled to say something or not say something. And there's no answer to that. There's no right or wrong. But in the moment, the field will show you, your heart will show you what is the thing to say or not say. And then it comes back, then you look at yourself also, and it makes you deeper with yourself, as in, when have I not wanted to listen to others' ideas, or maybe just follow someone else, or get something wrong, or want to be better? And then you can have compassion on yourself and on the other, and then that's the cycle. The spiral of love is that.
That's good. That's great. That's really helpful. It makes so much sense inside me.
Just drink it in deeply. Let yourself stretch and expand as you drink deeper and deeper into your beingness, into all parts of the body, the etheric body, the mental, emotional, spiritual, causal, all the parts, and let it sink deep in, and let yourself become aware in each breath, in each moment, in each movement, everything that comes out of your mouth, everything that you think about, everything, but let it sink deeper and let it become you.
Yes.
So you become a deeper you.
I see.
I feel cracks and openings and realizations and new growth and movement inside of you that's palpable. Yes, let this all marinate and move deeply, and let yourself become more and more, and let yourself dissolve deeper and deeper as you become more and more. And let this be a transmission and an activation as you integrate more deeply into your life experience. And how amazing is it that even in the physical form, we can look into each other's eyes when in totally different parts of the world.
Yes. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's a miracle.
And so connected. Such a feeling of connection.
Yes.
Just looking at each other via Zoom.
It's one field living through all of us, and you're awakened to that field, and I am awakened to that field, and all of us that are moving in coherence with each other and waking each other up. None of us are separate, one being going through a single awakening.
Yes.
It's fractal. So as each one of us awakens as fractals, the entire collective awakens.
I get you. I haven't been able to look at people like this before. I thought it was wrong.
Be present in the discomfort of it. Take it into life.
Yes, we get such an amazing connection. Your being is so clear.
Coherency. It's the soul speaking.
Thanks. I'm going for a walk. A friend's taking me to a new park to check out a new forest that I haven't been to yet.
Well, take all of this with you into the forest and integrate it deeply with nature and in your steps and in the air, and then see what transpires in your communication with your friend and just let it become you. Okay, many blessings to you.
And it's really so incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. We will speak in the right pulse again. All right. Goodbye, my friend.
Bye.
Epilogue. Reflection and integration.
If I think now about how this story with my father has changed things for me, what do I say? What have I learned from what my father shared, and what has shifted in me through the help of Pneuma and of Silas coming up in the appendixes and my girlfriend? The simplest way I can describe it is a softening. Before the session with Pneuma and my father, there was a hardness in me about my father, a great distance and a growing why that I had carried for years. Now that hardness has dissolved, and in its place is a gentleness toward him, and even a sense of being guided. It feels in a way as though I now have two fathers. One is the father I remember from England, the one I left behind when I came to Australia when I was 20 years old. Hard, arrogant, unloving, controlling. That is how I experienced him then. The new father is something more ethereal, with wisdom, not even a father in the usual sense, but a sort of formless masculine presence, a soul maybe, with access to a depth of understanding he couldn't reach while he was alive. And I notice how naturally I use the words hardness and softness now, as if naming an inner change in me, because this new experience of him is also, I think, a reflection of how I am experiencing myself. Perhaps I too have softened. Perhaps I am living more from the soul and less from the story, meaning the story of the distortions that seem to hinder us from lovingly connecting with each other. So when I sense him guiding me, it is not from a feeling of weakness or a need for a father figure. It is more like a movement toward expansion, towards being more at peace, more open, more connected with everything. Nature, people, even those who are no longer in the body. A widening that comes from flow rather than striving. Maybe this is what dissolving means. And maybe there can be some ripple through my family, bringing more peace. I can feel the possibility of this. My wondering about people who do monstrous or harmful things has also shifted. Maybe much of what we call bad is a distortion, beings whose loving nature is buried too deeply for them to find, too deeply for them to feel. And perhaps my own life has been a journey towards learning to care more, to consider others more, and to understand myself enough to love myself better. When I make mistakes or emotionally hurt someone, I notice there is less shame now, less self-judgment. I hope this story can offer a sense that healing is possible, that the place in us that can harm can also remember its true nature, that underneath our distortions there is a loving essence trying to find its way. And finally, to you who are reading this, whether you read the whole book or only a few pages, whether you agree with this or not,